Alright, we're here for round one of the challenge. We have a reasonable hand. We're on the draw, but we're going to keep. And hopefully we'll play against some sort of aggro deck where our dignitaries can do stuff. Forest Go is unusual. It might be elves and they have a Priest of Titania draw. Could be land destruction. Could be boggles. Ooh, I can play my tap land now, which means I can go Moldrifter into Dignitary. But I think I'm going to go Prism. And then next turn... Oh, well, I drew the untapped land, so... If I hadn't drawn an untapped land, I could just crack the map, or just play the Cove next turn. But, given that I drew an untapped land, I'm just going to evoke the Moldrifter, play my third Mind if I haven't found anything else, and then Dignitary, and hopefully survive. Wait, what? They're Stompy? Did my opponent mulligan? That's not a keepable hand. I mean, what does this beat? This doesn't beat Delver. Okay, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and play Grotto. Get an extra colored mana source and play for later. Evoke a Moldrifter. I don't think I can die next turn. I guess land triple groundswell would get me, but that seems unlikely. Elephant Guide. Yep. Alright, I've got 4 turns. Well, I've got 6 turns. Maybe more if I can keep drawing lands. I'm going to start with a Dignitary. And then I'll play a Dignitary next turn. And a tap land. Then I can go Moment's Peace into Teachings or play Oracle plus something. We've got a lot of options. Opponent has 1 card in hand. Ooh, Tower. Well, I'm gonna play Tower, and I guess I'm going to go ahead and. Ooh, that's not right. Go ahead and play Dignitary. Then turn after I can go crack map, get plant, play Oracle, and Moment's Peace. Or play Moment's Peace and Teachings for Flicker. This game's locked up. I don't think I can possibly draw bad enough to get screwed out of this one. So, we'll see. The main deck Thermokarst. I think I would still be fine through that. Opponent tapping out, or rather emptying their hand. Cool, I don't even need to worry about vines now. So I guess I'm going to go map, get plant, play plant, play Teachings for Flicker, and then flicker my 2 Dignitaries to store up some turns. The next turn I can play Oracle, plus Flashback Teachings, plus play something else, depending on what I draw. This is basically a draw too, because I get Time Walk twice. Assuming my opponent doesn't have some sick main deck stuff. Oh, actually, I'm just going to tap this way. Because I'm going to play both Oracles for sure. I guess I didn't need to float 2 extra mana, but... yeah. I'll just play 3 Oracles this turn. I do want that Prism. Yeah. This Prism could be a Dignitary. I just think it's so unlikely that I'm going to ever take a hit that I would like to just finish the game quicker. Dignitary is basically a Prism because it just draws a card and buys me a turn. Pulse would be needed if I get Epic Confrontation somehow. And I'll just play tap land. Next turn I can go Wall, Flicker, and Moment's Peace. So I don't want to show a moment's peace if I can help it. So I'll try not to. Go ahead and play a wall. Get back flicker. Alright, if I flicker, there's no way I can teachings for a counter spell and counter a vines, so we'll just do this. They don't have the vines. Alright, they're dead. Hopefully they'll concede. But even if they don't, this game should be quick enough to close out. Go ahead and do this. I'll finish I'll get another colored source into play so I can start double capsizing soon. I suppose next turn I'm just gonna pulse back my Mold Drifter to get a beater in. Opponent doesn't have any flyers. This does not fly. Also doesn't have reach. Let's tap correctly. Go ahead and pulse back my Mold Drifter. Glad to have a good matchup up first. We can get a win, and hopefully, if I don't blow it, yeah, we'll play another one. 5-turn clock, not bad. And I'll play a mine. Might crop rotation in turn, and just to get just to upgrade one of my mines to a tower, or maybe get another tap land or something. Alright, my opponent has no hand. We'll go ahead and crop rotate. And let's just upgrade the mine to... whatever. Another blue mana source is fine. Tower, alright. Play a Mold Drifter, and then get a flicker in. Or cast a Dignitary if I draw one. Yep. I've got flashback teachings plus flicker. I suppose I'll just store up a flicker trigger while my opponent has no cards in hand. I can't lose anymore, so. Well, that's not true. Maybe I should have waited on this. Maybe there's some weird main deck card they're playing that I really want to be able to counter by teachings for Prohibit. I don't think there is. I can't even imagine what it would be in green. It's not Elephant Guide, I'll tell you that. Go ahead and teachings for teachings. I also don't want to show them what counters I have. So, if I can avoid doing that, that'd be fine. I'll go ahead and just store up some triggers for future turns. And then I'll just F6 attack, F6 attack, F6 attack. And the game's over. And we've got flicker, teachings, and prohibit kicked. So we are going to game 2 with 19.5 minutes left, probably. Go ahead and discard capsize. And I guess I'm not going to discard anything, am I? Suppose I should have discarded teachings to reveal less information, but whatever. Alright. Ancient Grudge for longbow, more moments pieces, gut shot, snipe a 1-drop. Don't need serrated arrows, quicksand super dangerous, Fingraph's not necessary. Condescend is pretty medium on the draw. And I think I like everything else. Yeah, alright. Could have deep analysis over pulse or capsize. I like having capsize though. If my opponent does have a million relics and I can't force them to crack it, I can still capsize my dignitary to combo out that way. Or if my opponent has Fairy Macabre, the better graveyard hate. Snap Keep. My opponent doesn't lead on Niddle Sentinel, I'm not going to take damage for a long time. And then I can hopefully draw color mana sources in the top 4. Ranger, 1 time. Not Niddle Sentinel. Ball Scourge is also adequate. I'm going to go ahead and take my turn. And then pop it. There's no real reason to do it any time, but whatever. We drew a 4th land, which not great, but it means I can just keep making land drops. And if I ever do hit a color mana source, then we're game. Ledgewalker. Oh yeah, I've got to play that. Not the color mana source I was looking for, but I still get to go turn 3 Oracle. There's the Ranger. Given my opponent played 3 forests, I'm glad they led with Vault Scourge rather than Ranger. That's unfortunate. But we'll just play Oracle. We're not taking a huge amount of damage. They didn't have Rancor last turn, so they probably don't have it this turn. I'm going to take Grotto in case I do need to jam Dignitary later. Alright, assuming my opponent doesn't have any... What? Snap Block. What? Alright, just trying to get Hunger turned on? Maybe they have Vines plus Hunger. Which... Yeah, okay, that's fine. Whatever. I'm still very far away from dying. Yeah, Muldrifter was a good draw. Slam Muldrifter. Prism? Nope. Alright. Pass. Next turn I can go Grotto. And either Dignitary or Teachings for Pulse play or Teachings for Moment's Peace play piece. And I think I do want to get some anti-combat stuff going. I can play another Muldrifter and try to block. Then they go Epic Confrontation. They have 7 damage. I can go to 11, but then I die to Epic Confrontation plus Vines off the top. There's really no reason to risk that. I'm just going to play a Dignitary and then I can Teachings in a turn. I can use up all my mana and still be reasonably safe. If my opponent Epic Confrontations this Dignitary, I'm going to go get a Pulse of Marasa at the end of turn. There's that Niddle Sentinel. I'm going to get Flicker instead. Goes to Flicker, yeah. Now I can just go Muldrifter. That was a good draw. Alright. I was going to play a Dignitary. I was going to block, and if they have anything, I can Flicker in response to it, or I can just, chump and block. But instead, I just get to play another Dignitary and pass. I have a lot of lands in hand. 11 lands and 8 spells is not great, but on the other hand, I have a Teaching still in the yard and a Flicker still in my hand. I'm going to start with the tower. I'm probably going to have to flash back Teachings and do something in response to this, but we'll see. No, it worked. All right. Looking for a wall to close the game out. That'll also be adequate. I can still flashback Teachings. There's a Prism. I don't need Prism. I've got plenty of color mana sources. I'll just take the Moment's Peace for later. That means I don't have to Teachings for it, so I can Teachings for Teachings into turn, and then use Teachings to get a counterspell and a Flicker, and that should be enough to win the game. I'll go ahead and get Teachings. Oh, I got a Prism anyway. Always yield. I'll start with Compulsive. Why not? There's a lot of cards I can draw that will close the game out right now. Or I can just play another Dignitary, apparently. Discard myself a plant. It's a duplicate land. Yeah, that's fine. I'll I'll play a Dignitary, and then I'll play a tap land. I've already played 3 Dignitaries, so I'll get a green source into play. I've got protection from Longbow. Yeah, I'll swing. If I got a pump spell for the Vault Scourge, who cares? Alright. I'm going to discard mine. Not Grotto. I want to protect myself from land destruction. Alright, my opponent doesn't do anything relevant. I'm going to Teachings for Pulse into turn. And go ahead and Pulse back my Muldrifter. Play my Muldrifter. Alright. Oh, there's the Mnemonic Wall. Alright. That'll do it. Alright, so if I play a Tron land, I can get Prohibit with Mystical Teachings. Go ahead and do this. If my opponent has vines on the wall, I can just prohibit it. And I would. And I suppose I'll swing. If my opponent's just trading off, I'll let it happen. Okay. If they tap mana, I was gonna remove my auto yields and get ready to flicker my guy. Alright, this game's locked up. I don't know what my opponent could possibly have to stop me at this point. In a turn, I'll go ahead and get capsized with Mystical Teachings. So even a Fairy Macabre doesn't stop me. Alright. Ooh, that was a good draw. Now if my opponent has vines, I can just wall back the flicker and then we win. But instead, we win anyway. I'm glad I didn't lose to my best matchup. Well, not my best matchup, but a very good matchup. Best matchup is a strong phrase for that. Go ahead and play this, and I'll pass. No real reason to play anything. I'm just going to discard a Moment's Peace. I want all these cards. Go ahead and discard Grotto. It doesn't really matter what I discard, because I'm going to be able to wall back Pulse, flicker the 2 walls, and go bananas. Alright, end of turn. I'll go ahead and flicker here. My opponent's still playing the game. Maybe they think I've got something. I've got the capsize, so I'm just going to go ahead and run out a wall on the pulse back a Muldrifter. Then I can get a 2-turn clock in play if all this goes to plan. Just go ahead and play a gain land. I'm also at 24, so there's not a whole lot my opponent can do. Maybe they've been sandbagging land destruction spells and they'll double land destruction me next turn somehow. Seems unlikely. But my opponent's still playing, so maybe they have something. Right, I do need to store up some more combat skips. Or just Moment's Peace, I guess. Yeah, I'll just Moment's Peace. It's less effort. My opponent Manamorphoses and plays Flaring Pain. Whatever. No big deal. Alright, end of turn, I will go ahead and flicker my 2 walls. Go ahead and get Pulse back. Yeah, this is pointless, but on the other hand, whatever. This match didn't take very long, so. And then I'll store up one trigger. Alright, my button doesn't have vines or anything. They're just making me play it out in case I concede, I guess. And swing. Swing. What you got, opponent? Oh, jeez. Nice little squiggly line on that C there. Alright, we won the first round pretty easily. Very good matchup, and hopefully we'll keep getting good matchups.